In this video, we're going to take a look at how we can assign loads to an analytical model in Autodesk Revit. To start with, I am going to assign the load of the building itself to the foundation and the columns. I'm going to activate my top of footing analytical view, and I have my analytical model in here just to be able to see it a little more easily. I'm going to hide the category of these walls. So I'm just going to select one of my concrete walls, select the glasses, and temporarily hide the category. Now we can see the analytical model a little bit easier in there. It will be easier to select. Next, I want to set this as the boundary condition for the building since it is the foundation and the outer edge of it. I will go to the Analyze tab, then select Boundary Conditions. I have three choices here: point, line, and area. Line is the most appropriate one here since we are going in a line around the outside. I'm going to make sure that the state is set to fixed. Then I will simply pick the lines all the way around the building. You will then see it place the symbols to indicate that there are loads here. Unfortunately, there is no way to select multiple lines at the same time, so you will have to go all the way around the model and select each one. Let's take a look at that in 3D, and we can see the load cases added in to the bottoms of the walls here. We also have a lot of columns on the inside here, so we want to add some load to those as well. I'm going to go ahead and just click and drag to select everything here. Then I will use my filter to check none, and then I will select only analytical columns. Then I will click OK. Then I will use my eyeglasses here to isolate the elements. Now I am viewing all of the columns. Next, I am going to specify the boundary conditions for these columns. I'll select Boundary Conditions, then this time the Point option. I'll make sure the state is set to fixed, and I will select each column here. Once again, unfortunately, there's no quick way to select multiple ones, so it'll take a little bit to manually select each and every one. After you have placed them all, make sure to rotate your screen to see if any were lined up and you missed any. Looks like I missed a few here. There's another. One more. And it looks like I have them all. I'll go ahead and reset my temporary hide and isolate. And now we can see the boundary conditions have been set for the bottom of the building. Next, we're going to go up top to the building and we're going to apply some loads. So here at the top of the building, we have a couple of penthouses sticking up, and we are in a snowy place, and it's possible that we might have some snow drifts pile up next to these two elevated portions. I'm going to switch to my top of slab roof analytical and zoom in on the area here. Then I am going to apply a load. I'll select the load button. For the type of load, I'm going to set this to snowdrift, created in an earlier exercise. Then I'm going to take a look at the force. Currently, the force is coming down in the Z direction, so straight down onto the building at -1 kips. A kip is 1,000 pounds of force, so this is saying 1,000 pounds. We're going to adjust this to be -0.1, which would be saying 100 pounds of force. Then for the type of load, this is going to be an area load. I'll select that. Then I can sketch in the shape. So this is going to go around the side here. And then we're going to have it come out 8 feet. And then I'll come back and come out 8 feet here as well. And then I'll use my TR corner trim to put those back together. Then I will do the same thing on the lower side as well. So once again, I will sketch around the opening there. We'll go 8 feet that way, 8 feet this way, and then we will TR to trim those together. Then I can finish. I'll take a look at the 3D view, and we can now see the loads applied. Now I think I made a mistake. I had changed it to 0.1. I must have backed out. Let me go ahead and select these, and I can see that they are indeed still set at -1, which would be 1,000 pounds. I'm going to adjust that so that it's back down to 100 pounds, and you can see the difference in the view there. Finally, we're going to take a look at the effect of some south wind on the south side of the building. I'll go ahead and return to my top of slab view. Then I will apply another load. This time it is going to be a line load, as I will be applying it to the line down here at the bottom. Then for my forces, the Z direction doesn't make sense anymore. It's not going up or down. If you think about the X, Y coordinates, X are usually left and right on our screen, and Y is up and down. So going towards the building would be a positive Y value. I'm going to put in a KIP value of 0.5 for Y, which would be 500 pounds of force. I could go ahead and draw in my lines, but actually instead of using the line load, I'm going to use the hosted line load. That will allow me to just pick the lines instead, which will work a lot easier. I'll go ahead and pick each of the lines here. Return to 3D, and now I can see the wind force being applied there as well. This information can now be moved on to another application to further analyze the effects of these loads. That concludes this look at placing structural loads in Autodesk Revit.